kidding me? Jalen Waddle has a Dolphin touchdown. And he will score. Field on the near side, that open. Touchdown. The run from Tua Tagovailoa. Touchdown. He's going deep. He's got it for a touchdown. He's in.
Beautiful day to be a Dolphins fan. Let's go! Is good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and we are back here for another one. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new. Your Miami Dolphins are 9-3. 9-3, and it gets even better than that. You know why? Because I believe it's 4 of the 5 remaining games we have are at home. We take on the Titans this week at home. Then, I mean, this is working, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, oh boy, this is, we are on the precipice of potentially, you know I said we could. But we could run the gauntlet here, baby. We got the next 3 games are at home. Titans on home on Monday Night Football. Then we got the Jets at home. Then we got the Cowboys at home. Then we got to travel to Baltimore. Then we got Buffalo at home. I don't see this team finishing worse than 12-5 right now. I just don't. There's no, and 14-3 might not be that far of a stretch. Absolutely huge right now, because remember last year when we went 8-3, what happened? What happened when we went 8-3 last year? We lost 5 in a row. This is a totally different team. There is no single solitary doubt about it right now. This is a different team. And this is a better team. And that defense. Man, if we would have had Fangio last year with this defense, we would have beat the Bills in that first round. You got to give Fangio and what this defense have been doing, you got to give them their due, man. Fangio and this defense have been absolutely phenomenal the last 8 weeks. Really, other than the Chargers game, they've been pretty damn good. So, I mean, listen, it is massive how this has gone down for the Miami Dolphins. We have a chance here. We have a chance here to really start vying for that top seed. I mean, home field advantage is going to be a real possibility for this Miami Dolphins team. Home field advantage is going to be so key for this team. So key for this team. Man, that's why I'm sitting here saying our last 5 games, 4 of them are at home. You know how huge that is? This team is ridiculous at home. 16-2 over our last 18 at home. So, man, this team, they got the potential here to really blow things up. Here. Again, I know people look at those last 3 games and it's hard for them to say it. But do you really see this team being worse than 4-1 in these last 5 games? Do you really see them being worse than 4-1? I don't. Not with the level this defense is playing at. I really don't. I don't see this team right here. Man, we are watching something special. We are watching something special. I mean, listen, people want to say, oh, you don't beat good teams. You guys beat the bad teams. Gentlemen and ladies, we don't beat the bad teams. We destroy the bad teams. We pump the bad teams. We make them look like they don't belong in the NFL. That's what we do to the bad teams. And, you know, they're so decisive. And I know people want to see that decisiveness leak out into against the good teams and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I get that. You know, I think it's coming. I think we're going to see it. I definitely think we're going to see it 110%. So, you know, this team right now, guys, we are watching something special. Enjoy the ride. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for something to give us this kind of hope since Marino retired. We wish we had this kind of quarterback play when Fiedler was manning that supremely talented Dolphins team with Ricky and such. We were praying for this. And here it might be, man. So shout out to all of you. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new. I'm going to start throwing the StreamYard link into the chat right now so y'all can come back here. Before we do, for all of you in the chat right now, there's over 270 of you in the chat already. What we're going to do, we'll go ahead. We'll look at the box score one last time before I open it up to everyone. And this is what we're looking at here with the box score. Man, what a day from Tua. Another Mike White sighting because Tua just had himself such a good day, right? You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So when we look at how these two teams stack up in terms of comparison wise, team stat wise, the Commanders, they had 11 first downs to Miami's 20. Miami, they were 7 for 13 on third down. Washington was 6 of 14. Both teams were perfect on fourth down. Miami was 2 for 2. Washington was 1 for 1. Total plays, Miami ran 59 to Washington's 54. Total yards, 406 for Miami to 245 for Washington. Yards per play, 6.9 yards per play for the Dolphins today. Remember, the record is 7 flat, 7 even by the greatest show on turf, the 2000 Rams. Continuing on here, passing, you know, look at 283 passing yards once you include the sacks, right? Once you take the 25 yards, once you take the yardage off from the sacks, you know, well, actually, we didn't lose any yards. But they did. So they went down to 107 after you take off the 20 yards from the sacks, right? Another clean game from the offensive line pressure wise. Now, again, it even highlighted it during the broadcast. It's yes, Tua plays a big factor in that by getting the ball out in under 2.5 seconds consistently. You know, he plays a huge factor in that. But, you know, Tua, nothing up the middle. They contained that really strong middle of Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen. They kept them at bay, which is great. Now, rushing yards, Washington won that battle 138 to 123, and they lost their top rusher at one point in the game, Brian Robinson Jr. Penalties, Dolphins had 2. They had 3. And then time of possession, Dolphins won it by almost 5 minutes, which if you're watching the whole game, especially early on, they were dominating us in time of possession. So Tua, he's 18 to 24, 280, 2 touchdowns, a 141 passer rating. And no fumbles and no interceptions. Sam Howell, 12 of 23, 127 interception. He struggled out the gate. I mean, we were in his face all day. Devin Achane, 17 carries, 73 yards, average 4.3 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. What's amazing about this, I'll say it before I say it again, the first rush of the game for him was -7 yards, and look at the day he ended up having. So good stuff from him. Brian Robinson, again, 7 carries, 53 yards. He was hurt, though. Tyreek Hill, 5 carries, 157, and 2 touchdowns. Listen, if you took Tyreek for over 150, 2 touchdowns, and under 6.5 receptions, you are living the dream right now. David Long and Duke Riley led the way with tackles. What's crazy about that is Duke Riley, he really didn't get all the playing time until Jerome Baker went down. Now, for you wondering, all of you wondering, the word on Jerome Baker is Drew Rosenhaus said that he's going to have an MRI. So that's the word there. So MRI coming for Jerome Baker. In the meantime, obviously, this is, a Duke Riley, Channing Tindall in there, making some tackles at the end of the game. Who was that guy, huh? Who was that guy coming out here and making plays? Absolutely love it, man. Absolutely love it. So over 300 of you in the room, please do me the favor. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Dolphins 9-3 for the first time since 2001. Now, they went 9-3 in back-to-back years. They went 9-3 in 2000 and 2001. I'll be honest with you guys. Not really that great of a history of when we go 9-3 when you look at it. I mean, in 2001, they started 9-3. They finished 11-5. They lost in the wild card. In 2000, they started 9-3. They finished 11-5, lost in the divisional round. In 1993, they started 9-3, finished 9-7, missed the playoffs. In 1990, they went 9-3, finished 12-4, lost in the divisional round. Back in the 70s, when there weren't as many teams making the playoffs, they started 9-3 in 77 and 75, finished 10-4, missed the playoffs both years. In 74, they went 9-3, they finished 11-3, and they lost the division. So, don't have the greatest history in terms of the results off 9-3 starts, but this team is different, and here's a chance for us to set a new precedent for this team. So, Rhino's out here. He's confident. He says, I don't think we lose again, including in February. So the confidence is beaming for Rhino. That's for sure. That's for sure. So, let's get into this. Let's bring some of y'all up here and let's hear what you guys have to say. Joe, Russell, Robert, what's going on, gentlemen?
Hello.
Guys, happy to see a clean game.
You got a little bit of feedback,
Right.
Joe, just so you know. What did you say, Robert? Sorry, say that
I'm
again.
happy to see a clean game.
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite some time, so it's about time they clean it up. That's for sure. AVG, what a day for AVG in relief. Even Ogba was out here making plays in relief. Got to give that man his credit. Whenever we've needed him, whether it's this early on in the season when not many people were stepping up, and now with Phillips stepping up, this man has stepped up every single time his number has been called. I got to give AVG his credit, man. I don't know about that $15 million he's asking for, but I got to give him his credit. He's doing it, man. He's looking good. He's looking good, and he fits this defense. So, man, got to give the big props to that man right there. Good stuff.
I was surprised to sit there and see that he had 6 sacks on the season. Like, that's a respectable number.
Well, look at Ogba. Ogba's played about 20% of our snaps. After today, he's got 4.5 sacks on like 20% of our defensive snaps.
I thought it was 6. I thought they said 6 during the broadcast.
No,
That
Ogba
was
had
Sailor.
Yeah, that was
talking about.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Ogba had 3.5 coming in today, and then he had 1 today, I believe.
Okay,
And
that's still
I
good.
That's amazing.
I would love to shout out Emmanuel Ogball for his camaraderie as a teammate, because he gave a shout out to Jalen Phillips when he got that sack. He threw up the big 1-5 and pounded his chest. Salute.
Yeah, that was
Respect.
that was good
Big
stuff.
time respect right there. And good to see you, Reason.
Thank you.
Nice to be up here. It's been a minute since I've had some time to get up here with you fellas. And I actually have a few things I would like to say about the game, if that's all right.
Go ahead.
One, I think that they are in playoff mode. Execution was on point today. Tua was on point today. I agree with Robert. It was nice to see a clean game from the offense. And then I would say that my biggest takeaway from this game that no one's mentioned yet is Mike McDaniel did something for the first time this season that he hasn't done all year. And that was consistently run the ball on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 in those situations. And you know what happened? They executed and they moved the ball. So instead of towards the end of the game, instead of settling for a field goal when it's 4th and 1 with our backup quarterback out there, we hand the ball off to Achane and get in the end zone.
Yeah.
They're making the most of every play today. I understand it. People can say what you want about the competition that we had today, but like you said, Reason, we dominated. We put 30 points on them spread wise, and it was 31-7 at halftime, which was actually my score prediction. I just didn't expect it to be the halftime score. So they are getting into playoff mode. I can see it. I think they're about to get real hot, and this is the perfect time to do so. I'm definitely feeling Rhino's energy on this. I said 13-4. That was my record prediction for them. Honestly, the only game that I have any concern about is them playing in Baltimore, but there's something else that I've noticed. Even though the competition hasn't been the same, they're starting to win on the road. And that's what I've picked up on. They beat the Jets in New York, which is never a fun place to go. Now they beat Washington. They're starting to get these away games under their belt, and they're learning how to win on the road. And I think a lot of that credit should be given to Vic Fangio for having this defense playing top 5. AVG is my player of the game. It's tough because Tyreek was awesome today. Tua was awesome today. Achane it was good to see him back on the field. Even Mostert had some good solid runs. There was a lot of good players out there today, but it's got to be AVG. That pick 6 when he read that screen, that was such great football instinct.
Then he almost had another one. And then he almost had another one later on.
I seen that. Yeah, right in the end zone. So this was a phenomenal game. I never worried not 1 minute of this game. They looked great. It was a first complete win outside of, I would say, the Broncos game.
You could tell, like, even for me, who I predicted this, 31-26 or whatever, you could tell after that first drive, Sam Howell was in trouble with our defense. Like, you could just tell our defense. I mean, and then you finish the first quarter, and that offensive line, it was just going to be a long, long day for them against our front, and that's exactly what it ended up being. I mean, our front just absolutely dominated them. I mean, and it hurt them too when they lost Brian Robinson because, I mean, look at the coverage today. I can't wait to, what I can't wait to dive in on the all 22. I don't think people are realizing, guys, we held Terry McLaurin to 0 catches.
That's wild.
That is, he's a top 15 receiver in the NFL, man. Like, Terry McLaurin is not a slouch. And, he had 694 yards on 60 receptions coming into this game, and we shut him out.
Our defense is getting good, man.
Ramsey's it's not Xavier Howard is the X factor. It's Ramsey. Ramsey is our defensive MVP.
It's the ripple effect, because that causes X don't have to worry about ones anymore. He can, stay on 2s and cover 3s. Cater can stick to the slot, doesn't have to flex. Everyone's where they're supposed to be with Ramsey coming back. And even Brandon Jones was good today, obviously, other than hurting, Jerome Baker. Brandon Jones was good today too. I thought the safeties were pretty
Yeah.
good again.
Yeah, he looked solid in spelling Javon Holland. I agree with you 110% reason. And one last thing I really want to say is they need to extend Butch Berry right now. That dude, man, he has literally made Austin Jackson look like not a Pro Bowler, an all-pro. That kid has been fantastic. I literally watched in this game him put 2 dudes on the ground clearing running lanes. It was awesome. Austin Jackson has been phenomenal this year, and I never thought I would see this from him. I always doubted him. I wasn't a huge fan of the pick. I kind of agreed with Reason's analysis of this. But man, did he turn a corner. And it just sucks that we didn't end up giving him his 5th-year option because it's put us in a pinch.
Coaching, man. That's what coaching does. You know what I
Butch
mean?
Berry needs extended right now.
Yeah.
Like Austin Jackson's going to be real interesting to see how it pans out because that guy's earning his money and you can't say anything about it.
Yeah, for real. Joe, you got anything to say? And then we'll go to Fins Fan for Life 13.
Yeah, I'm usually over positive, and I'm having a hard time figuring out how to be over positive after this game because it was just so great. I mean, A-Chain, we got him, A-Chan, we got him in there. It was like a warm-up game, and we just kept hitting him in there. I mean, it was so great to see him just kind of come alive in this game to show he's ready. And, as far as the history we have at 9-3 and the history we have in December and all that kind of stuff to kind of look back and go, this is something we have to worry about. I'm not worried about any of that. We're a completely different team. We're on a different trajectory. Everything we're doing is totally different. You can throw out anything that's in the past. Doesn't mean anything to me at all. So there's my over positive statement of the day.
Fins Fan for Life. What are your thoughts? There he goes. That's his thoughts. He's out. The Teron Armstead injury. Listen, I know people are gonna just absolutely kill him over being injured again, but I mean, this wasn't one of those. I mean, if you watch the replay, you literally see the cleats go into the shin. I mean, what do you do? What do you do?
He's had a rough go since being a Dolphin.
That was just bad luck. The one today.
It is. But I do agree with you. I think his body's starting to break down, and I'm 100% on board with you with him either retiring at the end of the season or next year. I think that's where he's at. I don't think he can hold up. Now, this instance wasn't his fault by any means. A cleat is a cleat. It happens. But he has had, like you said, 3 or 4 injuries at the same time throughout a season. It's hard to come back from that.
Yeah. They're stacking up. And the thing is, they're all lower body injuries too, which for a guy his size, that's, you know what I mean? Carrying that weight, that could end bad, man. So... And you got to think about this, too. When you're into your 30s and they start stacking up like that, you got to start thinking of your quality of life. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Fin Fan for Life, what's on your mind, man?
Man, I was just happy to honestly just go into this game, and I actually said to my fiance, I was like, this is going to be a game where we can just not have to stress out about anything at all and just watch it. And it was kind of like that's the way it went. I kind of would have liked to see Tua pad his stats a little more, but Tua's Tua, man. I mean, we're blessed to be watching this guy play right now.
Yeah, he's playing MVP level right now. It's I know the Pro Bowl vote is officially out there, but man, I don't think he'll be playing in that game in February because he's gonna be busy getting ready for another game. I mean, I know Ryan was like that, thinking we're gonna go on a run. I mean, I talked about it. I talked about it heading in. Listen, this team and what they're doing right now, man,
it's special for sure.
It is. It's different, And today, I tweeted out, why are we even putting Robert Hunt and Teron Armstead out there today against these inferior opponents when we know we need them for the playoff run? We don't need them to beat Washington in week 13.
Yeah, there's really not any reason to be honest. You're dead on. I mean, until we get into that 3-game run where we play the Cowboys, the Ravens, then that's when we need them. We don't need them right now. At the end of the day, we can beat them with our. I mean, Mike White came into the game, for God's sakes, and the only reason I know who Mike White is because I went to USF for undergrad. But it's.
You want to know what's a real scary thought, fellas? Is
What?
the fact that when Chris Brooks comes back, that is going to give an even more punch you in the mouth type of feel to that run game. Because I really do believe
Why didn't they
he's
just
gonna
trade
come
Jeff
back.
Wilson?
I don't know, man.
Yep.
I mean, they don't really use him enough because he.
No, because now you're going to bring back Chris Brooks,
Yep.
and you're going to go from guys were injured to now you're overstocked at running back. There's not enough carries to go around all 4 of those guys.
It's an interesting way to go, but
And now
it's
here's
not a
the thing.
bad thing
What
to
if
be
Jerome-
stacked at that position
here's
in the
thing.
playoffs.
What was I warning all of y'all about with this IR spot? What if Jerome Baker has to miss 4 games, but he can be back you can activate him off IR in the playoffs? That's your last spot, and if you use it, now if Isaiah Wynn's ready to come back, you can't bring Isaiah Wynn back.
I honestly don't think Wynn's coming back this year.
Well, that's what I was told weeks ago. But think about this: you have 8 spots. You use 3 IR spots on running back: Wilson, Achane, and Chris Brooks. You used almost half of your IR activation spots on one position.
Isn't Ahmed on IR too?
Oh, I'm
Oh my
talking about
gosh,
bringing
don't
them
they-
back. You can only
Oh, okay. I
activate-
got you.
Yeah, you can only activate 8
Don't
guys.
mention
That's what I'm
that
talking
guy's name
about.
ever again.
So,
But Chris Brooks does add a physical element to this team, and I think that it can't be understated enough of having him in the playoffs with Mostert and Achane.
yeah,
I
but is
just
he going to get those kind of carries? He didn't get. The only reason he was getting carries before he got hurt was because everyone was getting hurt. Now he's coming back to a fully healthy room. They're not going to give him carries over Achane and Mostert.
True, because the only
what I'm
game he
sitting here
played in was
saying,
the
like,
Denver Broncos game,
how
and
many-
we were up 50
Like,
points.
look at today. How many carries today did all right, so Jeff Wilson had 4 carries today. Achane had 17, Raheem had 11, and Jeff and that's 32. We had 32 running back carries, and Wilson got 4. My whole point is, why did you bring back Jeff Wilson? If you're going to bring back Chris Brooks, you shouldn't have used all the. We could have an extra IR spot.
I agree.
Yeah.
It is a
now-
little strange way to approach it.
Now the Jerome Baker thing. Now we got to wait and see how this plays out because he's going for an MRI.
That
So-
hit to the knee didn't look good.
No, it didn't.
I would say at best he has a sprained MCL. At worst, he dislocated. He probably dislocated his knee. Honestly, that's what it looked like to me.
I thought it was a sprained MCL, and that's literally like a 4-week injury.
IR.
I think
Yep.
he's done.
So, I mean, if he's out for 4 weeks, that's IR.
How'd you like that
And-
beautiful move from Tua with that pre-rusher coming in?
Yeah, when he did the
Uh-huh.
fake. When he did the fake.
Yeah, when he had that pre-rusher
head fakes
coming
or
in
whatever?
and stepped up and
Yeah.
got around him and delivered a strike. Yep,
Yeah,
he
nice.
was on today.
It was nice, for sure.
I don't see Justin Herbert out here doing stuff like that.
Yeah, he's. Well,
I don't
two
see
is
Justin
a lot.
Herbert out here blowing teams out by even bad teams by 30.
Nope. Miami made the right decision at quarterback.
Oh,
Yeah.
for
How
sure.
is-
Now that it's played out.
Yep.
How is it
I
Justin
don't
Herbert?
even think it's a debate anymore. Tua's better than Justin.
Tua is he's something different, man. I've never seen somebody play like him.
Him and Burrow
I
were
bet
the
it-
best quarterbacks out of that draft.
Gosh.
Mike McDaniel said on Jerome Baker, It's really, really early. The vibe I have is it's not season-ending. Taron Armstead could have returned, and Robert Hunt re-aggravated his injury.
Honestly, with the way that our backups are playing and the way
I don't know
Butch
why they put
Berry
him out
coached them,
there.
I'm not even worried about it at this point. I honestly, they got Eichenberg out there playing well. That's nuts because that dude has no traits of elite O-line play, and he's playing very well. I'm not concerned about the O-line at all. As long as we have Butch Berry and Mike McDaniel and Tua at quarterback, I have no concern about the O-line whatsoever, even with the injuries. And they're playing physical.
Well, Lamb's hurt too. Lamb's dealing with like back spasms and stuff.
That's
Even
why
the
Keon
backups
Smith
are
went
hurt.
in.
Robert
Keon
Hunt's
Smith
hurt.
played well.
Lamb's hurt. Even the backups are hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And that,
It is a-
I'm going to have Omar on the show tomorrow, I believe. And that's what Omar keeps saying, that he thinks the O-line is going to be, that's going to be what holds us back from winning.
They haven't shown that yet, though. The only game that I really noticed them being a problem was the Buffalo game when we lost by 28 points.
Mhm.
I mean, Tua's been sacked, 16 times this season? 17 times? I know it's under 20.
And,
Where-
but that's
where-
all. That is all Tua though, man. Like at the end of the day,
A lot of it
our
is
line
because of his release
holding
time.
up, but
But a lot of the reason
the
he
way
hasn't been sacked is because of his release time, too.
The way he can look at a defense though, like, and he can make his reads so quickly is insane.
He's been
I
sacked
don't even
17
know.
times.
Yeah.
I thought it was somewhere around there. That's top 10 in terms of protecting your quarterback. Now, I know a lot of it's Tua, but that's why I'm saying if you got Tua, Mike McDaniel, and Butch Berry all available to you, I have no concerns about the O-line.
I am 100% on board with that.
Yeah, he's getting the ball. Like, I mean, look at his. I mean, here, if I go to, I mean, his time to throw is out, and his processing is absolutely ridiculous right now. His time to throw right now, is it's the fastest in the league. It's 2.38 seconds. Mac Jones was at 2.46. Trevor Lawrence at 2.49. Burrow at 2.54. Ritter at 2.65. Derek Carr, who got carted off today, 2.69. Prescott's at 2.69, et cetera, et cetera. Because the thing is, like, you look at this right here. I mean, let's use Jared Goff or Matthew Stafford, for example. Let's use Jared Goff. Jared Goff's throwing at about 2.71 seconds is his time to throw, right? So, you know, about 0.33 seconds behind Tua, ahead of Tua, but he's got Penei Sewell. You know what I mean? Like, look at the offensive line they've got in Detroit. We can't afford, Tua can't even afford to really go that far over the 2.5 second mark, let alone start flirting with getting towards 3 seconds. And it's because of our offensive line. Like, it's like, look at Herbert. Herbert's time to throw right now is 2.78 seconds. And it's not like Herbert's running around extending everything. So that's why the time to throw is through the roof.
Yeah, that's
So,
pretty average.
I mean, and look at, again, I know his offensive line's been beat up, but look at the investment that Rashawn Slater, look at the investments they made in that offensive line. If Tua could actually sit back and have time, he would get, I mean, the issue with, he's such a quick processor and he has such a quick trigger that it's built the habit, right? It's built the habit of, okay, he's built like an internal clock, and bad protection over the first couple of years helped build that internal clock. And now the question is, you know, I know people try to point out, oh, he struggles when he gets off his first read. He doesn't struggle when he gets off his first read. Tua, it's like you see it. sometimes he's not used to having. You can see it. He's not used to having time back there at times. He's just used to getting that ball up. Like, look at that one bomb to Tyreek today. That ball was out in 2.15 seconds.
Yeah, that was on the first touchdown.
You know what I mean? Like, under 2.5 seconds, he's hitting. And the issue is, and why he has to get it out so quick, is because of how fast his receivers are. You can't, if you see him sitting in that pocket and he's surveying, well, you don't even have to see the coverage. Tyreek and Waddle, he either A, didn't like the looks, or B, they were covered, because that ball has to be out so quick. It's the reason why I keep telling people, he's got to stop force feeding Tyreek. Tyreek is the first read, blah, 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 blah. Well, I've already shown the charts. Only 7 quarterbacks in the NFL throw to their first read. Less than Tua does. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, Tyreek has to be read 1 or 2. He can't be read 3 or 4 with that speed. That play will be dead by the time you get to 3 or 4. That route is dead. That's why he has to be read 1 or read 2. His speed dictates that. It's literally a double-edged sword.
It goes hand in hand.
Yeah. So
Tua and Tyreek are the perfect match for each other, which is why they are the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the NFL, hands down.
Yep,
Dude,
that's accurate.
Listen.
Facts.
And the debate about
Tyreek looks more explosive and more dangerous than he ever did with Mahomes.
Yes, I was just about to say that, and it's because of Tua. It's because of Tua's anticipation. Tua's processing is faster than Mahomes. Now, Mahomes has athleticism and can extend plays, which is why he gets away with a lot. But I believe Tua is a faster processor.
Later than Tua.
Yeah. Tua's a faster processor. He's more accurate. And I just like the way that he methodically does things. Like, his anticipation's through the roof. It's insane.
What's up, Reason?
What's going on, Barry? What's on your mind, bro?
Hey, man, just enjoying this dub, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to the people in the comment section. Great team win. Tua playing a clean game, man. That's all I needed. I knew he was gonna carve him up. I just needed no dumb plays. The whole offense. Like, the only thing that bothered me was that Waddle drop. Like, if Waddle catches that, you gotta catch that, bro. He was too wide open. But besides that, like, we don't walk away from this game feeling like we left points on the board today. Like, we did our job today offensively, and that feels good. That's how it should always feel like with this caliber type offense. And then the defense is ridiculous. I don't know if you've seen it. Terry McLaurin said after the game he was just running cardio today.
Yeah.
We had him in jail. We
locked him down like that. Bro, I had him starting in fantasy against Topher in the chat. The guy put up fucking donuts. Well, shout out to South Florida Dawn, wherever you're at. For this earlier season, you dropped Tyler Lockett on the waivers. I scooped him. Then you dropped Nico Collins on the waivers this week for some reason. I don't know why. Topher picked him up and got 36 points off Nico Collins today. Unbelievable.
That one bomb they howled through to McLaurin and X broke it up. That's the only.
That was a good throw.
I know X just put his hand in the right place. X been balling out this season. He's quietly been having a great season this year. He's finally having help on the other side with Ramsey. But hey, man, that man Andrew Van Ginkel.
Byron Jones effect, right? You're seeing, but to a bigger extent because Byron never the elite or standalone one that Ramsey is, right?
Exactly. But Byron, those 2 picks against the Raiders, Byron will never do some shit like that. He's not doing that. Byron's not that ball hawking type corner that Ramsey is, plus the coverage corner that Ramsey is at the same time. Like, Byron has never done that.
Yeah, and it makes you like, what's this going to mean for Cam Smith's development and what Cam Smith looks like in year one?
Yeah,
playing opposite of Ramsey. You know what I mean? Like, maybe we would have seen reps early on from Cam Smith with all those injuries if it would have been like X out, but Ramsey was on the field. I don't know.
They should have played Cam Smith early in the season, though. I'm not gonna lie. They should have. Did he touch the field today?
I don't think so.
I didn't see him. I don't remember
He
seeing
should have gave
him.
him reps. He should have got reps today too. Should have got reps today too.
Well, I'll look at the snap counts tomorrow and we'll find out. I know he's probably on special teams at least.
But I got a quick question for you, Reason.
Yo, hold on a sec. I gotta say this. Scotty says Howell takes a beating, bro. What did I tell you? This guy stands in there, gets beat to shit, and stays in the pocket and kept making throws and kept trying to make throws.
I have nothing but respect for Howell. He's a dog. He's a dog.
Bro, if you guys have a good offensive line, that guy can.
They have the weapons too. That's the crazy part. He just needs an O line. They have the weapons to make plays.
Ridiculous. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Is bad.
I know it's going to be tough for all of us to have to do this, but we have the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe they play tonight, or is it Monday night?
The Chiefs play tonight, and the Bills are on bye week, I think.
Tonight.
Yeah, Bills are on bye.
Oh, Bills are on the bye. So so the Bills
Chiefs play Green Bay
play
tonight.
the Chiefs. Do the Bills play the Chiefs next week?
They already, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so my question to you is, would we be better off rooting for Buffalo against Kansas City at this point for seeding purposes, so that way Kansas City loses a game and we actually need to root for Buffalo at this point?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because think about this.
That's going to be weird.
We are 2 wins away from 11 on the season, right?
Yeah.
Bills have to win out to even reach 11. Our
we got a
magic
good
number is
enough
now
cushion.
3 games. If we win the next 3 games, we clinch the division no matter what the Bills do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our magic number is 3. You know how they always talk about baseball, magic number. Our magic number is 3.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And the only game matter if the Bills beat us in the last game if we win. And you know what? Get there. Go win your next 3. And actually, you know what? Go win your next 4.
Yeah.
And
because they need to beat Baltimore.
Get to 13-3 and let that play out for number 1 seed, because either you got to lock down, you got to play for it, or you don't have it. And if we don't have it,
the game don't matter.
Boys in that last week against the Bills, give the Bills the moral victory. They'll need it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because at this point, Reason, I feel like their floor, what we should expect from the Dolphins, and this is just my perspective of it, the floor should be 2nd seed and at the bare minimum making it to the AFC Championship game. The ceiling should be 1st seed to the Super Bowl. That's kind of where I'm looking at right now, because I'm sorry, I think we beat the Titans. I think we beat the Jets. The only team I'm worried about is Baltimore.
If we get that 2nd seed, we're going to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, and it's going to probably be in Kansas City. That's the only thing I'm concerned with.
And then we can pray. Well, you know what? Then what you do? Hey, if we're 2 and Kansas is 1, pray for an upset, baby.
Exactly.
Pray for an upset.
As long as we get our first game at home, I'm confident. We need to get that first game at home. We need that home field advantage.
I'm not worried about that. I think we get 2 home games at a bare minimum because of 2nd seed. So we'll get the home game in the wild card game against whoever, and then we'll have home game in the divisional round, and then we go to the AFC Championship game. And that I believe it's going to be in Kansas City, but that's because I also don't think Kansas City's losing to Buffalo. Buffalo's in a bad way, so I see them struggling the rest of the season.
Whatever.
Yeah, what's up? Can I give my take on the situation real quick, Reason?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's happening? So, yeah, it was a beautiful win today, and I just wanted to give my take real quick on kind of the narrative that, we haven't beaten anybody good. And listen, we do have to, beat some of these great teams, before we're considered Super Bowl contenders. That's obvious. But at the same time, we have 9 wins at this point in the season. Like, there are not 9 laughing stocks in the NFL. Like, Carolina was bad and the Patriots are bad, but these other teams that we are smoking and demolishing, like Washington and Denver and the Jets, like they have on Los Angeles, they're like right around 500. Like they're real NFL football teams. Like we're not destroying a bunch of nobodies, and we are demolishing them. So, we got to keep this up. And I do think that as long as we stay relatively healthy, we do beat Dallas. The only game that I'm really worried about is going to Baltimore, but I'm feeling better about that because how we're looking much more like a hard-nosed team now in the trenches. I think Butch Barry, we talk about it, is really instilling some toughness in these guys up front. Getting some dog out of Liam Eichenberg even is a really impressive thing. So the only concern that I have also is the depth on the O-line right there, even though they've played better, with the second and third string guys. However, I saw what they did against Buffalo. So, that was bad. So, we can't I do think we need Robert Hunt and Armstead to compete against like the top level defensive lines, like against the Dallas and Baltimores and Buffaloes, etc. But we should get there. I'm excited what we're seeing right now, man. And Tua is a sniper. Oh, that was beautiful today. Stepping up in the pocket, evading pressure, dropping dimes to Tyreek. That was a beautiful thing, man. After so many years of quarterback misery. Oh my God. Awesome.
Yep.
So like I was going to say, what we need here is if this is all, Russell, under your little thing about if the Chiefs end up in 1, what we need to pray for, I'm praying Houston sneaks in here and Houston, bro, I can see Stroud upsetting Mahomes. That would be freaking amazing.
Did you hear about Tank Dell?
That is what I'm pointing for. But if they get into 7 and we're 2, we get them the first round.
I think we definitely root for Buffalo to beat Kansas City because we could get that 1 seed, man. If we can get home field throughout the playoffs, that gives us a real great Super Bowl shot. We're so much better at home.
I just can't see the Browns keeping afloat at the Browns. Like, I mean, you look at this right now, the Browns, like there are some bad teams that are sitting here like in the playoff picture. I mean, the Steelers and the Browns and the Colts, I just do not see all 3 of those teams finishing this out. Pickett's been awful.
Sucks.
The Browns, they're just staying afloat because of their defense. And do we really all believe that Gardner Minshew is going to lead them to a, I don't know if I mean, hey, I'll take it. So I don't know. The playoffs, it's a weird look right now. And again, you got the Chiefs. The Chiefs win tonight. They go up to 1, and we have the tiebreaker over the Baltimore Ravens based on best win percentage in conference games. So just like Jacksonville and Kansas, they're both 8-3, but Kansas has the tiebreaker over Jacksonville based on head-to-head win percentage. So I don't know. Interesting. I don't see the bottom working out like this. Like I can see the Dolphins, the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Jags making it, but you got to have a hard time convincing me the Steelers, the Browns, and the Colts. I know the Denver Broncos, they lost today to Houston, so that hurt them. I feel like, honestly, and y'all aren't going to like to hear this, you really don't think the Bills can catch one of those teams?
They definitely can. 100%. The Bills probably have a better chance to make it than the Colts, I'd say, going forward.
I'd even put them over the Steelers,
probably
look at the division they're in. They still got to play the Ravens again, right? The Steelers have a tough ass division. I don't know, man. I mean, the Bills that's another thing, Russell. If you root for them to win against the Chiefs, they're alive, man. So
I don't know. If we see the Buffalo in the playoffs, if we get them in Miami, I'm really not overly concerned.
I don't want to see them in the playoffs at all.
I mean, me neither. I don't want to. But...
Going back to Marino, they've given us issues in the playoffs, man.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to see that. I really don't want to see that.
Yeah, me neither, especially since if they do make the playoffs, they'll probably be hot going in. They'll probably have to beat us to make it. I want to win that game regardless. That's the thing, man. Like, if we are in a position, where we have the East locked up regardless, like, I don't want to stroll into the playoffs sitting guys and stuff in that game because now, you give a lot of the momentum to a team like Buffalo, where they're going to be fired up going in. And I don't know. I just think all those years that like Indianapolis was making the playoffs with the 14-2, 13-3 with Peyton, like they never won the Super Bowl, when they would rest guys. I feel like they only won when they really went in with the momentum, like in 06 when the defense had to step up. So I'd rather go in with some momentum.
But the way the injuries are piling up right now,
I know.
I'm sitting those guys. If we either have one locked up or two locked up with no shot at one in that final week, I'm sitting.
If we have one locked up, then I'm sitting, guys. I mean, it's frustrating that Robert Hunt got out
with no chance at one.
Well, that
why
too.
Bother playing them as well.
Yeah, if you have no shot, yeah, you're right. If you have if there's no advantage from winning, then I'd sit, guys.
If that one seed's on the line, they can play.
Yeah,
there's no issue for that. Go play your hearts out if that one seed's on the line. But if that one seed ain't on the line and we got our division sewn up, with the way the injuries have been coming at us, especially on the offensive line this year.
Yeah.
These like Armstead, Hunt, all these guys can use that Waddle, all these guys can use that extra time. I wouldn't play with that fire, man. I just sit them.
Yeah,
that's all I'd be doing.
Yeah, I agree on the O-line. And, bro, I was really with you at the trade deadline. I don't know why we didn't toss a low-round pick for one of these guys that got moved as an interior offensive lineman. I forgot the names of these guys, but you were throwing around some names at the trade deadline that I would have liked, definitely would have helped us. But, it is what it is.
I'm going to tell you this much. I'd be calling Shaq Leonard and tell him, don't make a decision. Let us get this MRI back from Jerome and hear us out. Come here for a visit. We will want to make an offer. True. Because he's told the Cowboys and the Eagles he's not going to let them know till at least tomorrow. So I would be calling his agent, and I'd be saying, listen, we are probably going to need an off-ball linebacker. There's going to be a chance here for him. Does he want to come for a bit? Like, I would seriously be, I'm not even just saying this of, we need to get all the names we can. No. That you need to be, because we just saw it with Hunt. What if Baker comes back in a couple of weeks and re-aggravates this? Listen, Duke Riley was good today.
Yeah.
Sure. Are we banking on Duke Riley the rest of the season in a playoff run?
Can't.
And even if you are, what's your depth behind him? Now you're at Channing Tindall's next man up. Or you got to elevate A.J. Johnson from the practice squad because he knew Fangio's defense so well playing in it in Denver. I mean, now you're getting to now you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. And what are you going to do? And here's another thing. Duke Riley's going to be out there for 100% of the snaps. People forget Jerome Baker was paying 100% of the snaps, 90% of the snaps. So what? We're going to give that workload to Duke Riley now? Are you crazy?
Yeah, no. I mean, I understand. You're right. It's usually it's a casual fan thing to do to talk about, we got to sign everybody. But no, especially with the Baker injury, the Leonard thing makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. Yesterday, I was told we're not pursuing either Ertz or him, and I took him my 3 takes and stuff. That would have changed with that injury. I would have been. 100%. He would have been getting a call at halftime. So
100%.
Let's go through some final thoughts. I got to get out of here. Let's start with you, Russell. Final thoughts. You there, Russ? 3, 2, 1. You're like Mike McDaniel. You got the play in too late. Flag. Robert, your final thoughts, buddy.
I'm happy to see a good game. I wish Tua would have been able to crack 360 yards, but I'm being greedy as shit. Let's just call it what it is. Tyreek Hill is real close to 2,000 yards as well. Yeah, man, I'm happy to see what we saw today. It was damn good. And just keep it up. Play like that's hard to beat.
Bari, you're up, brother.
Yeah, man. Great win. Tua and Tyreek masterclass once again. Yeah, man. On to the Titans. Fins up.
On to the next one. Peace. Will, you're up next one. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, real quick, just want to show off. I'm decked out today. Got the Tua time shirt. I got the new Dolphin socks. Very happy about that. But yeah, no, I'm really pumped. I think if we stay healthy, we got a real shot at this #1 seed and home field in the playoffs. And if we do that, we got a great shot at the Super Bowl. So thanks a lot. You boys enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
All right, guys, I'm gonna be back tomorrow night with Omar Kelly for the Cover 4 podcast. So be out on the lookout for that one, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to want to miss that one. It is going to be a fantastic, fantastic show. I appreciate all of you for coming through. Do me the favor on your way out. Go ahead, smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new. Man, big win for the Miami Dolphins. They are now 9-3 for the first time since I was 16 going on 17. It has been that long. Enjoy the ride, people. I mean, it's not often it goes down like this, but it's going down like this. And we're here enjoying every single freaking minute of it. So make sure you enjoy the ride. Man, make sure you just enjoy everything that comes along with this, man. We've been waiting for this quarterback play. We've been waiting for this play from the team. Listen, just take it in, enjoy the ride game by game. And before you know it, the playoffs will be here and it'll be real. It'll be the time for us to start really putting up those numbers and doing the damn thing. So appreciate all y'all. Smash that like button on the way out. Subscribe if you're new. Love all y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. And let's get ready for Monday Night Football. Will Levis. You already know what time it is, baby. Let's go. Monday Night Football next week. So I will see all y'all tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern. Be on the lookout. And as always, fins up all day, every day. Take it easy, guys.